Hello there and welcome to the Raid Guide. Richard here as always. So, video today we're looking at Raid Shadow Legends and we're talking about something that actually came up in a Hell Hades video recently about potential changes to the arena. So have a quick look here. So this is the Hell Hades video that I'm talking about. So in this video, Hell Hades looked at Plarium's official response to the current arena in Raid. So we've been saying recently that there's been problems with the arena. Especially for if you're kind of a bronze player, so bronze, early silver player, where the teams you come up against are really difficult. And because they're difficult, it's been very hard to try and actually kind of progress through the arena, especially in terms of missions. So on this account, this is a bit of a weird account. So this account is one where I've never actually taken any of the shards from it. So I created this account as kind of a farming account. I was just testing something out to see if how viable the game was by not taking any of the shards, just by farming up characters. So I've never taken any ancient voids or sacreds, never pulled anything. So all the characters I have are ones that are farmable, and I have some in the vault which I've never used, which are characters that I've either got through mystery shards or through fusion, which is how I got Logic. That's not kind of the point of the video. So in Hell Hades' video, he essentially had he made a video a while ago saying the arena was too hard again, that things were really difficult for players, that it's impossible to progress, etc, etc. So I'll have a quick look at my team here. So my team is essentially the basic free-to-play team. So High Cartoon, Speed Lead, Spirit Host goes next, puts up attack buff, War Maiden does AoE decreased defense, then I have a nuker. So that's kind of the standard, the basic free-to-play. Everyone can get that team, kind of starting team. So, Hell Hades was talking about how there's a lot of players out there who are in bronzes, been playing for a long time, still in bronze, can't get past silver, or can't progress like any further because of how difficult the arena is. And he's not wrong. If we have a quick look, there's a lot of teams here I can't beat. So I'm bronze 2, silver 2 as I mentioned. So have a look at the first team. First team is 100k team. I'm at 60. One legendary, which is Sylphie. So is that beatable? Probably not for me. Second team, 130k. That's a very tanky team. Am I going to beat that? Probably not. Beat these two teams because they're essentially speed teams. This team here, 100k team, 3 legendaries. So you've got speed lead, you've got speed booster, you have the hardest hitting AoE in the game. Am I going to beat that? No, I'm not. That's not an easy team for me to beat at Silver 2. They've got a full legendary team. Of these teams here, this is probably the only team that I can now beat. So 76k, that's possible. If I go first, this is possible for me to beat. Other than that, is it? The rest of the teams aren't, and I'm at the stage now where I'll do a refresh now. I can possibly beat maybe 1, 2, 3 teams a page. Well, most people aren't seeing these kind of pages. So this looks like a good page for me. I may be able to beat 4 or 5 teams here. It's not full legendary, it's not got arbiters all over the place, it's not got very high class legendaries in it. So a lot of these teams are beatable, and that's kind of how I'm staying at Silver 2. But something Hell Hades mentioned in his video, so very interesting, which was some... I'll put a link to the video in my description, so you can have a look at it. But essentially he mentioned that a lot of his now is going for player power. So he got some information from Plarium essentially. So Plarium contacted him about his video that he made about his video on the arena being too difficult and that there was problems there. So they've changed the algorithm, they've changed how arena works. So I'll go look back at arena. In arena, you shouldn't really see any champion, that is any team, any kind of player who is more than 5 levels higher than you. So I'm level 52. So the highest level I should see is 57. So 53, 52s, 51s, lowers, 52s, 52s, 55. So the highest here is 55. So I should never see a team that is less than 5 levels below me or more than 5 levels higher than me in terms of players' individual levels. That's kind of been expanded where it's now based on power as well. So have a quick look at player power. So my player power is 277k. So my player power is low because I've not been taking any shard pulls. So I have 100 champions. Champion power is 155, artifact power is 95. Have a quick look at my champions. I have 5 champions that are level 5, fully upgraded. So these are full masteried, full artifacts. Most of them have most of the skills on them. So that's kind of the 5 I have. Then my 6th champion is at 4 stars, 7th is 4 stars, 8th 4 stars. So I've got 5 at 6 stars, and then I don't have any 5 stars. The rest are all 4 stars. How look at my vaults? I've got a few again. I've got a 4 star with no gear on him. I've got a 4 star with gear on. All these 3 stars. So he's a 3 star with some gear. That's just for faction wars. 3 star with gear for faction wars. 3 star with gear for faction wars. So I don't have a lot of champions. I don't have a lot of champions geared up. I don't have a lot of champions with artifacts on, which is why my power is so low. So level 52 at 270% power, that's very, very low power, which I think is why I'm able to get to silvers in arena. They mentioned that the algorithm now goes based off player's power, so it's trying to compare player power, trying to keep you kind of in a grouping of player powers. So I shouldn't see, in theory, I shouldn't see a team or a player that has, double my player power. I shouldn't see a player with 500k. I shouldn't see a player with 1,000,000k. A million power. So that seems to be how it's working. And I heard this kind of thing of, arena's hard. And I agree, arena is hard. Arena is very hard for most people. So I'm able to get to Silver 2 here, mostly because this is a weird account. This is an account where I've got 250,000 player power. I've only got 5 champions I'm actually worked on kind of at this point. It's an account where I've not pulled any shards. This isn't a normal account, so I can see why there are problems. Like this account has, I've never taken an ancient shard, I've never pulled a void, I've never pulled a sacred, because I was testing something out. This shouldn't be what people have to do to be able to progress through arena. So I've got a second account which is roughly the same level, so I think it might be a level 2 ahead, a few days ahead kind of thing, where I've kind of pulled things normally, and my player power is about double what it is on this one. We'll pop over to that account, we'll have a quick look at it, and we'll see kind of what the difference is, and see if we can change things, if it is possible to change kind of your arena outcomes. Okay, so we've moved over to second account, which is pretty similar. So it's roughly the same level 53. The champions I've got are quite different. So I've got kind of the same basic champions, same arena team that I'm going to be using. Got a few different ones. So I've actually been taking things. So I've got Bellowers, got Cold Hearts, got different, Moslem Mage, I check the Wender and all that kind of stuff. So I have actually unlocked people in here. I actually use shards, which means my power is roughly double. So a quick look at power. So in this, I have twice the amount of champions, essentially. Of those champions, my champion power is 317,000. My ultimate power is about 200,000. So of that, champion power is based on how many champions you have. Artifact power depends on what you have on your champions. So the artifacts you have is not the artifacts you have in storage. So these don't count. These ones here, these kind of free-floating ones. The only ones that count are the ones I actually have on people. So these ones on Cold Hearts, all those are counting. These ones down here, these ones over here, these all count towards player power, essentially. As do all the champions I have. So all these champions in here, these, how many it is, 120 champions I've got. All these ones that I've kind of put away, not done anything with, they all count towards my player power as well. That makes a difference. So we have a look at arena here. So I'm currently bronze 3. So I'm 3 tiers lower than what the other count is at similar level in silver 2. So we look. So first one, 73k. So that's doable. That's doable team. 95k. That's doable team. So these are roughly kind of similar power teams. 100k team. A lot of these are kind of similar power teams to the ones I saw in silver 2. Okay, 120. We didn't see a 120k team in silver 2, but I'm seeing it here in bronze 3. What else have we got? 120k team. Again, we didn't see that in silver 2, but we're seeing it here in bronze 3. So we'll do a quick couple of battles. I'll try and get myself up to bronze 4 and see what it looks like there as well. Okay, so we've won a couple of battles and we're now at bronze 4. So still a ways away from silver. So have a quick look. So first team I can come up against 81k, possible. Second team I come up against 113k. So already, these teams are already looking higher than what I'm seeing in silver. A few more legendaries, 83k, about similar. 120k. Again, we're seeing a lot more of these than we were in silver 2. Nearly 94k, 120k. What's this one? 80k. Now, the teams, the range we're seeing in levels is roughly the same, so that's 5 levels higher than me. So we're still in the same level range. We'll have another quick refresh, have a look. So again, teams looking okay, look okay. And you come with that, level 50. What's it? 130k at level 50. No one at level 50 is beating that team. Still the Drakes, Mountain King. No, there's no way I can ever beat that team. Some of the others, yes. I'll go another quick refresh. Let's have a look. Saint Nick, no. That was probably beatable. That team, solid, no. I think, yep. 120k again. Few maybe. No. So it is looking more difficult being a bronze 4 on this account than it is at silver 2 on the other account, on the account that's very low power. So with that, we're thinking, is it possible to kind of drop your power and get easier arena pages? So think about it, it's like, maybe it is. Maybe we can just drop power down and we'll see a difference pretty much straight away. So that's what we're going to do. So this account I don't really use anymore. So I'm going to get rid of a lot of the champions on it. So I will get rid of all the champions. I'll take gear off people, etc. And we'll try and drop our power down to maybe 300k, something like that. And we'll see if the kind of quality of players decreases depending on that power drop. We'll see if this is something you can beat by just changing your account a little bit. It will cost silver because you have to take artifacts off. We'll have to get rid of some of the champions I've got that are just kind of lying around that I've not been doing anything with. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, we'll have a look and we'll see if this is something we can change. Okay, so we have pretty much hammered through all our champions. So now have 5 champions out, 22 in the vault. So we've gone down from 200 champions to 27. So champion power is a lot less now. So now under 200k player power. So we're way down. So we've lost 300,000 player power. And we'll have a quick look at back arena. So we've had a few, been hit a few times. It's been dropped. So we'll now have a quick look. So has us being dropped changed anything in terms of kind of power of what us dropping kind of our player power? Has it changed any of the teams we come up against? So 68k team. So already it's 3 legendary characters. So I still don't think I'd try to take it on. But it's already power wise, that's a lot closer. 65k, 68k. Is there anything here that's going to be high? What are you? 95. You should be the hardest. 102. It looks like there is a correlation. It looks like that's true. So what Plarium said is right. It is essentially player power. That's deciding who your opponents are. So I wouldn't recommend, hammering away like I have and essentially just destroying all your characters. I've gone from 200 characters to 30 or so. That's a lot less. I'll just try and get back into bronze. That should be beatable. Yeah. I'll try to get back into bronze 4 and have a look there as well. But yeah, I'd say that looks relatively accurate. That looks like something that might be kind of the solution we have to go for at the moment. That in order to kind of get easier teams, that looks like. See, even there, yeah. So we're back in bronze 4 now. So that looks like a beatable team. Starting in 70k. It's got a legend in it, but that's 90k. 57. So even legend, yeah. Look at the player. 55. 48, 48, 48, 49. So yeah, it looks like it's dropped. Like player levels has dropped down a lot. So coming against players now who probably just have smaller squad bases. So even this 3 legendary team here is 78. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Yeah, 3 team. So essentially, I'm looking at it now, and things are looking a lot more beatable. That's still 104. There's still teams that I wouldn't try and take on, but it's one or two in kind of a page now. So if you look at this page, I tried taking that one. I tried taking that one. Let's look at the 81. You know what? I could give that a go. I'm not sure, but I'd probably give it a go. That team 78. Yeah, possible. Still got Stormcrown. Stormcrown Seer. Ooh, I'd probably avoid that one. Probably try that one. Probably try that one. Could try that one. Could try that one. 94. Yeah, a little bit high, but it's gone from like one or two teams a page now to 4, 5, 6. And definitely didn't see kind of so many speed lead teams, so many teams that do look quite beatable. Yeah, again, if we look at these, the highest level was 55, the lowest level is 48, 56, sorry, is the highest level. So yeah, it looks like it's just skewing kind of teams to being a bit lower. So rather than kind of your 5 levels either way being, all the teams are at 5 levels higher than you, all the teams are kind of going towards lower. So yeah, those 48 teams, those level 48 players are 5 levels lower than me. That's kind of pretty much spot on of what we're looking at. So kind of in conclusion, I do think that it's better than it used to be. So before this update, before they Plarium essentially started making it so that it was based on power, it was based on kind of your squad power or your total power as a player. It was that teams from Gold 5 could come down. You could end up fighting teams that did have a lot more power than you did. Not just power, they might have been top class teams and just go drop down over time, and you could end up fighting them. It's definitely not perfect, but it's a lot better than that system. It does seem to be possible to get to silver, depending on what level you're at. So with kind of these levels, with it, being, with me, it's 5 levels either way. So if I was level 60, it would be from levels 55 to 65. That would be kind of where they would put teams for me to fight against. I don't think I just want to go to every character in my squad, say I had a level 60 account, I go to every character and had one legendary left and that was it. They wouldn't put me against teams on that power. So say I only had, let's say I had 50k. They wouldn't start putting me against people with only 50k in a squad. I think they still try and do it as your level as well, as your player level. So it's not just based on power, but I think that is a big chunk of it. I don't think the system's perfect. I would quite like it to see something like it is in Tag Arena at the moment. Well, with Tag Arena awards now, if you don't do 10 battles a week, if you don't fight 10 times, you don't get the rewards, or you don't get the kind of the end of week rewards for it. I wouldn't mind seeing something like that was like, if you don't do 10 battles a week in Arena, you stop appearing on other people's boards. I think I'd prefer that. Was that okay? If I don't fight, I don't appear, and it becomes a lot sooner. So it's not, you have to do, if you have to be inactive for a month or however long it is. Because I assume there's lots of people who kind of play the game casually, drop in, do bits and pieces, and maybe they don't fight in Arena. They might still have a very good Arena team, is sitting there just kind of waiting, but they don't actually do anything with Arena. So I'd like to see something where it's like, if you actually have to use Arena to show up in Arena. I'd like to see that. In the other things, I don't think people should have to cut away at their power, which essentially that's what this video seems to have highlighted to me, is that if you're happy to drop your power by half, you can progress in Arena, you can do better. That shouldn't be something that people have to do. Arena should be difficult. Getting to gold 4, gold 5, it should be hard. Getting to platinum, there should be 300 players that can do that. It should be really difficult to get to that level. It should be really difficult to get to those higher ends of golds and plats. It shouldn't be hard to get to silver. It should take time. So with this account, I'm 50 days in, 2 months in. Then yeah, I'd say 2 months in, you should have to get to early silvers. If I'm at silver 1 or silver 2, that means I have to get through 3, 4. But I have to get through multiple levels now to get to gold. It should take me time. It should be hard. It should be that you're getting characters, you're getting better, getting better arena teams as you go on. Things are more difficult, so things are more difficult, but you're also getting better teams, so it's balancing out. It should be hard to progress through those levels. I 100% agree with that. But it should be doable. It shouldn't be, okay, you just need to get a lot better. For me, bronze should be, okay, you start at bronze and then you progress through bronzes. Everyone at some point should be able to get silvers. Silvers is kind of middle levels. So bronze start, silver should be mid levels. Everyone should be able to get there. So people who are really good should be able to progress through silvers quicker. But your basic level team, someone who doesn't know what they're doing, if they put a year into the game, they should be able to get to silver. If they put 6 months into the game, you should be able to get to silver. You should be able to progress to that level. You shouldn't be kind of stopped. You shouldn't be a glass ceiling to stop you progressing any further. Golds should be for people who are generally good at the game, people who know what they're doing, people who have good squads. That should be something that should be what gold is. That shouldn't be what silver is. Silver shouldn't be that level. That shouldn't be that barrier. Basing this arena off player power or your total power, to me that sounds like it's making it hard for people with big squads. So let's say I buy a lot of 6-star gear, I have lots of shards, get lots of ancient shards, get my legendaries, I get level them up to 50, I chuck good gear on them all, I chuck them all in my vault, don't touch them again. I'm preparing for faction wars, I have a squad of 5 now for every faction. That makes me at a disadvantage for Arena, apparently. So now Arena is harder for me because of that. Because I'm actually investing time into getting other characters and into essentially playing the game. That doesn't feel like that should be what happens. I shouldn't get penalised for playing the game, for trying to expand my roster, for trying to get better characters, for trying to expand it all. I shouldn't have to get a better character, kind of upgrade my characters and get rid of the old one. I shouldn't have to kind of go, okay, yeah, I'm not going to need that character more. Get rid of all the artifacts. Chuck him into a level 1 character now. He's just going to be experienced for them. I shouldn't have to get rid of characters to keep my power down so I can do well in Arena. It seems like this is only fair for people who are very top end, for people who are golds, where they can do well no matter what. They have the best Arena team, so they're going to win anyway. It doesn't matter how this works for them. It doesn't matter if there's a 100k difference for them. It doesn't matter if someone's 3 million account power ahead of them, has 3 million more worth of artifacts or characters. They've already got the best team. They can win anyway. That seems to be who it's fair for. It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter for them. They can win. It's kind of, it does seem to be easier when you drop power level. Plarium does seem happy with how Arena is right now. If you watch the Hell Hay Divisor, which I do highly recommend you watch it, it goes through a lot more than this, or goes through little different aspects. To me, it seems the big issue with this is where the Silver Arena missions appear. So you have 4 parts to missions. We'll have a quick look at missions. So we have 4 parts to it. No, I don't want that. Missions. So I have 4 parts. So part 1 should be relatively easy to get through. Part 2 should be where bronze start appearing, not where you start getting 800 silver 1 wins. That shouldn't be part 2. Silver should appear much, much later down. This ends mission way over here. Reach silver 2. That should be reaching bronze 3. That should be reaching bronze 5. That should be a bronze thing. Because then you go, okay, bronze is here in part 2. Silver is here in part 3. Maybe reaching silver 2 is the end of part 3. Gold, okay, reaching gold 1, reaching gold 2. That should be the end of part 4. It shouldn't be. If this is kind of the end game, this is where you're trying to achieve. This is, the end of these parts is, doing all the dungeons at level 20. That's end game stuff. That should be where gold is. This should be where silver is. This should be where bronze is. For me, the big thing is this is in the wrong place. These missions, these silver missions, these arena missions, they shouldn't be there. They should be later on in the mission timeline. So yeah, that's kind of take from day is if you do want to do better in arena, if you are struggling to get kind of past bronze into silvers, if that's what the missions is, it may be that you have to cut your power down. it's not a great solution. It's not a solution I'd like to do. I want for a better solution. But that's essentially, that looks like it is the only thing you can do. That's the only way you can affect this. Unless Plarium change something, which if they're saying they're happy with the arena, they're probably not going to. So unless they change the missions, that's something that they have talked about potentially doing. They seem happy with the arena. They're not going to change anything. If we want to progress past those points, it may be that we have to do something to our power. We have to just take it all the way down. We have to do something like that. We have to do something drastic, essentially, to do better in arena. And it's not right. It's not how it should be. It's not how it should work. But that's all we can do. That seems to be the only option at the moment. Which isn't a great thing to end on. That's not the conclusion I would like to have told you. It's not how I wanted to end this video, but I think that's all we've got. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you'd like any more information, if you want to have a chat, anything like that, if you have any comments, please do leave them in the comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I hope to see you again for future editions of the video.